Gentlemen, let me ask you something real. Have you noticed certain changes in your body since you crossed 65? Maybe it's not something you like to talk about. Maybe it's something you'd rather ignore. But deep down you felt it. That dip in energy. That sudden heaviness in your legs after a short walk. That moment when you sit back and realize you don't quite feel as strong, as steady, or as confident as you once did. And if we're being honest, some of those changes are in the most personal part of your life. The part that makes you feel like a man. The circulation, the stamina, the spark that used to come naturally. It's not gone, but it doesn't show up the way it once did, does it? Now, before you start thinking, well, that's just old age, nothing I could do about it, I want you to pause right there. Because what we're talking about today isn't about vanity. It isn't about pretending you're 30 again. It's about something much more important, your quality of life. It's about waking up with energy that lasts through the day. It's about walking without feeling like your legs are made of lead. It's about having confidence in yourself, knowing your body can keep up with the life you still want to live. And yes, it's about keeping the spark alive in your relationships, because connection, intimacy, and confidence don't disappear just because you've passed a certain age. Here's the truth. Circulation naturally declines after 65. Science has shown us why. But most men don't fully understand what's happening inside their bodies. And because they don't understand, they accept weakness as their new normal. But let me tell you, you don't have to settle. In this video, I'm going to share something simple, something overlooked. 1 spoon every morning of a natural, everyday ingredient that can transform the way blood flows through your body, and in turn, the way you feel as a man. We'll talk about why circulation declines, how this natural solution works, the correct way to use it, and even a small twist, something extra you could do to supercharge your results. And I promise you this, you don't need expensive pills, you don't need complicated routines, and you don't need to feel embarrassed. What I'm about to share is safe, natural, and rooted in the same wisdom that's been keeping men healthy for generations. So, if you're tired of feeling like your best days are behind you, if you want to take back control of your energy, your confidence, and your vitality, stay with me until the very end. And before we dive deeper, I'd love for you to join the conversation. Comment below with the words, "I'm ready," if you want to take charge of your health after 65. Because here, on Elderly Care, we're building a community of men who refuse to give up, who refuse to slow down, and who believe it's never too late to reclaim their strength. This is your time. And it starts with 1 small spoon. Now let's talk about the foundation, the starting point for every man over 65 who truly wants to feel alive again. Because here's the thing, you've been told to take care of your heart. You've been told to keep your blood pressure in check, watch your cholesterol, and keep up with your doctor's visits. And that's good advice. But how often have you been told to take care of your circulation with the same seriousness? Not just for your heart, but for your legs, your energy, and yes, for your confidence as a man. Circulation is the quiet engine that keeps you moving, thinking, and feeling strong. When blood flows freely, your muscles stay nourished, your brain stays sharp, and your body has the stamina to do what you ask of it. But when circulation slows, everything starts to feel heavier. Your steps, your thoughts, even your mood. And for many men, that shift is so gradual that you don't notice it until one day you look in the mirror and realize you don't feel like yourself anymore. Let me tell you a story. I once spoke with a gentleman in his early 70s. He had always been active, walking, gardening, fixing things around the house. But slowly, he began to feel less steady. His legs would tire quickly, and he started sitting more often than moving. He brushed it off as just age. But the truth was his circulation had been slowing down for years. That decline made him lose not only his energy, but also his confidence. He stopped joining his friends on walks. He avoided family outings, and deep down, he felt less of the man he once was. But then something changed. He began making small, simple adjustments, nothing extreme, nothing complicated. He started drinking more water, because hydration is like oil for the engine of your body. He began with just 10 minutes of gentle walking each morning, even if it was just around his block. He stretched his legs before bed, loosening those stiff muscles that had been holding him back. And little by little, his confidence returned. He told me, "I thought I was finished, but I feel like I've been given another chance." This is what I want you to remember. Decline is not destiny. Too many men believe that once circulation slows down, it's the end of the road. But more often than not, it's not age itself that takes away your strength. It's the habits you've neglected over the years. Think about it. How many of us have gone hours without drinking water? How many of us spend more time sitting than moving? How many of us still carry the habits of smoking, heavy drinking, or skipping activity because it's easier to sit in front of the TV? These are not just little things. Over time, they're the very habits that choke circulation, that stiffen your vessels, that drain your stamina. And the good news, the part that should encourage you, is that the solution doesn't require some miracle drug. It begins with reclaiming these basic, simple habits. So here's my advice for you, plain and clear. Drink water throughout the day. Don't wait until you're thirsty. By then, your body is already asking for help. Move your legs every day. Even if you can't walk far, march in place, stretch your calves, or use the stairs instead of the elevator. Loosen up those stiff muscles with gentle stretches. Your body will thank you the next morning. And if smoking or alcohol has been your lifelong companion, start breaking away. Even cutting back makes a huge difference in how freely your blood flows. These steps may look small, but believe me, they're the very foundation of regaining circulation, energy, and vitality. Without them, nothing else I share with you in this video will have the same impact. Because just like building a house, you need a solid base before you can add the bricks. So, as you listen to the rest of this message, I want you to carry this thought in your mind. Every drop of water you drink, every step you take, every habit you adjust is a vote for your future strength. And when you combine these small changes with what I'm about to reveal next, the overlooked natural solution, your results will surprise you because your body is waiting. All it needs is for you to start giving it the care it deserves. Now let's go deeper. Let's talk about why circulation slows down after 65. Because once you understand the why, you'll see clearly that there's still something you can do about it. Here's what happens inside your body as the years go by. The arteries, those vital highways that carry blood from your heart to every corner of your body, don't stay as flexible as they were when you were younger. Over time, they stiffen. The smooth inner lining of your blood vessels starts to lose its elasticity, almost like an old rubber band that doesn't stretch the way it used to. And then there's nitric oxide. You might not think much about it, but this tiny molecule is one of the most important keys to circulation. Nitric oxide helps your blood vessels open up, relax, and let blood flow freely. But after 65, your body naturally produces less of it. That means less blood gets where it needs to go, your muscles, your brain, and yes, even down there. Without enough nitric oxide, your body struggles to deliver the oxygen and nutrients that keep you strong and active. But the changes don't stop there. Think about the decades behind you, the meals you've eaten, the stress you've carried, the long hours sitting for work or resting in front of a TV. Each of those choices leaves its mark. Too much processed food, too much sugar, too many cigarettes, too much alcohol. Layer by layer, they narrow the vessels, they build up stiffness, and they make circulation less efficient. Add stress to the mix, and your vessels tighten even more. Now here's where many men go wrong. They notice the changes. Tired legs, slower recovery, loss of stamina, and they shrug it off. They tell themselves, this is just what happens when you get older. There's nothing to be done. That's one of the biggest lies aging tries to sell you. And too many men believe it. The truth? Circulation decline after 65 is common, but it's not set in stone. Yes, your arteries may stiffen. Yes, your nitric oxide may decline, but your body still has the ability to respond. It can adapt. It can heal. It can grow stronger again if you give it the right tools. Think about it like this. If your car engine has been neglected for years, it won't run smoothly. But does that mean the car is finished? Not at all. With the right oil, the right care, and the right attention, that engine can roar back to life. And your body is no different. That's why I want you to let go of that old belief that aging automatically means weakness, fatigue, and loss of confidence. Because I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. You have far more control than you've been led to believe. In fact, science has shown again and again that even in men over 70, daily habits can bring circulation back to life. Gentle movement, better hydration, quality sleep, reducing stress, choosing foods that fight inflammation. All of these steps reopen those blood vessels, restore flexibility, and increase nitric oxide naturally. But here's the exciting part. beyond habits, there's also a natural solution, something most men overlook. Something simple you can start every morning, right in your own kitchen. A solution that supports your arteries, boosts nitric oxide, and helps restore blood flow where you need it most. I'll share exactly what it is in just a moment. But I'll give you a hint. It's not a pill, it's not a powder, and it's not a supplement from the pharmacy. It's something far more natural, and when taken the right way, it can work wonders for your vitality. So stay with me, because what comes next could be the missing piece you've been searching for. Now, let's open the door to something most men have completely overlooked. You see, while doctors often hand out prescriptions, and while the shelves of the pharmacy are stacked high with bottles that promise vitality, the truth is sometimes the most powerful solution is not locked away behind a counter. Sometimes it's sitting quietly in your kitchen, waiting to be noticed. I'm talking about something so simple, so ordinary, that many men brush it aside without ever realizing the gift it carries. That solution is extra virgin olive oil. Yes, just olive oil, but not the cheap, refined kind you might drizzle on a pan without thinking. I mean pure, cold-pressed, golden green extra virgin olive oil, the kind that has been cherished for thousands of years. This oil has been a cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, a way of eating that's been studied again and again because the people who follow it live longer, age better, and stay stronger well into their later years. Think about that for a moment. In places like Greece, Italy, and Spain, you'll often see men in their 70s and 80s walking with vigor, laughing loudly at cafes, and enjoying life in a way that defies what most of us expect from aging. And do you know what their daily diet almost always includes? A generous spoon of extra virgin olive oil, not as medicine but as food, as a lifestyle, as part of the rhythm of their days. Now here's where it gets interesting. Inside this oil, there are natural compounds, antioxidants, healthy fats, and something more that directly affect how your blood vessels work. But here's the catch. Most men don't know this. They see olive oil as just another cooking ingredient, maybe something you toss on a salad, nothing more. But hidden inside, there's a key that supports circulation, that helps keep your arteries flexible, that protects the very lining of your blood vessels. And for men, it carries a benefit that goes even deeper. It nourishes the very part of your vitality that makes you feel alive. Imagine this. 1 spoon in the morning, taken the right way, can start a chain reaction in your body. It can nudge your blood vessels to relax, to open up, to allow blood to flow more freely. It can quiet down the silent inflammation that stiffens your arteries. And it can feed your cells with the fuel they need to stay strong. Now, I don't want to make this sound like magic. It's not a miracle cure, but is a forgotten ally. An everyday food that men have ignored because they thought the answer had to be complicated or expensive or locked inside a capsule. And yet, the Mediterranean people have been proving for centuries that the opposite is true. And here's the part I want you to really sit with. There's something inside extra virgin olive oil that goes beyond basic nutrition. Something that speaks directly to circulation, to energy, and to vitality as a man. And most men, even those who have lived their whole lives with a bottle of olive oil on their shelf, have no idea it's there. I'll reveal how it works in just a moment. But for now, I want you to let this thought sink in. Sometimes the answer you've been searching for isn't something new. Sometimes it's something old, something trusted, something simple. And yet, it's been overlooked. So ask yourself this. If a spoon of oil, taken with intention, could bring life back to your circulation, would you give it a chance? Stay with me, because next, I'm going to show you exactly how extra virgin olive oil works for men's vitality. And once you understand that, you'll never look at that golden liquid the same way again. Now let's open up this secret fully, because understanding how extra virgin olive oil works will change the way you see it forever. When you take that spoon of EVOO in the morning, it's not just sliding down your throat. It's going to work deep inside your body. It starts with the very lining of your blood vessels, something called the endothelium. Think of the endothelium as the control center of circulation. When it's healthy, your vessels stay open, relaxed, and flexible. When it's damaged, blood flow slows down and stiffness creeps in. What olive oil does is extraordinary. It feeds that lining with antioxidants that protect it from wear and tear. It helps your vessels stay supple, almost like giving old leather a fresh coat of polish so it doesn't crack. That's what scientists mean when they say EVOO improves endothelial function. In simple words, it keeps your pipes smooth and open instead of rusty and clogged. And then there's the magic of nitric oxide. Remember earlier we talked about how nitric oxide is what allows your vessels to relax and open? Well, extra virgin olive oil supports your body's ability to release more of it. More nitric oxide means more flow. And when blood flows freely, your muscles receive oxygen, your brain stays sharp, and the most private parts of your life, the ones that rely heavily on good circulation, begin to work the way they're supposed to. Now, let's talk about inflammation. For years, tiny fires have been smoldering inside your vessels. Fires caused by processed foods, stress, toxins, and age. You can't see them, but you feel their effects: stiffness, fatigue, sluggishness. EVOO acts like a firefighter. Its polyphenol, those powerful compounds hidden in the oil, go in and calm the flames. They cool the body down so your arteries can breathe again. Here's an easy way to picture it. Olive oil is like lubricant for your circulatory system. Imagine a machine that's been running for decades without oil. The gears get dry, they grind against each other, they slow down, and eventually they seize. Now imagine pouring clean, smooth oil back into that machine. The gears loosen, they turn with ease, and the whole engine comes back to life. That's what EVOO does for your blood vessels. And what does that mean for you as a man? It means renewed stamina. It means confidence. It means the kind of energy that lets you walk farther, stand taller, and even rekindle that spark in your private life. Because let's be honest, vitality down there is not just about intimacy. It's about how you see yourself, how you carry yourself, how you feel in your own skin. Let me give you a picture. Imagine a man, 68 years old, who had given up on feeling strong again. He was tired by midday, his legs felt heavy, and he had quietly accepted that his private life was over. But after making one small change, adding that spoon of EVOO every morning, he started noticing subtle shifts. His energy lasted longer into the afternoon. His walks felt lighter. And most importantly, his confidence as a man began to return. He told me, it wasn't about pretending I was young again. It was about finally feeling like me again. Or think about another man in his 70s. He had battled high blood pressure for years and felt drained all the time. His doctor told him to keep moving, eat better, and cut back on salt. He did those things, but the turning point came when he began taking olive oil first thing in the morning. Within weeks, he felt sharper, more alive, and his wife even noticed a change in the way he carried himself. That's the quiet, steady power of circulation restored. Now, I want you to hear this clearly. It doesn't take gallons, it doesn't take complicated recipes, and it doesn't require you to change everything overnight. One spoon, taken the right way, can begin a transformation inside your body that you will feel over time. So as you think about your own life, your energy, your mobility, your confidence, remember this: extra virgin olive oil is not just food. It is fuel. It is a tool. It is nature's way of helping you keep that engine inside of you running smoothly, even after 65. And in just a moment, I'll show you exactly how to take it for maximum effect, because timing and method matter more than you might think. Now, let's get practical, because knowing what works is one thing, but knowing how to use it correctly is what makes the difference between wasting your effort and truly reaping the benefits. Here's the truth: extra virgin olive oil is powerful, but only if you take it the right way. And the way to do it is surprisingly simple. Just one spoon every morning on an empty stomach. That's it. Not a cup, not half a bottle, just a spoonful. Taken before you've eaten anything else, so your body can absorb it directly without interference. Now you might be wondering, do I have to drink it straight? The answer is no. You can take it straight from the spoon, and many men prefer it that way. But if you don't enjoy the taste, you can mix it with a little squeeze of fresh lemon juice to make it smoother. Or you could drizzle it lightly over a simple breakfast, something like a piece of whole grain toast, or even a small bowl of oats. The key is to keep it simple and not to bury it under heavy food. But here's where a lot of men go wrong. They think, if olive oil is good, why not just cook everything with it? And here's the catch: when you heat olive oil too high, especially at frying temperatures, you destroy many of the delicate compounds that make it so powerful. The polyphenol, the antioxidants, the very things that help your circulation. They break down under high heat. That's why I tell men, if you're using olive oil for its health benefits, keep it raw. Use it as a finishing oil, not a frying oil. Another mistake is grabbing any bottle that says olive oil and assuming it's the same thing. The market is flooded with cheap, low-quality oils that are mixed, refined, or stripped of their natural goodness. If you want results, you need to be picky. Look for extra virgin olive oil, cold-pressed, unrefined, and stored in a dark glass bottle. Why? Because light and plastic degrade the oil, stealing away its strength before it even reaches your table. A genuine EVOO will have a rich, slightly peppery taste when you swallow it. That's a sign that the powerful compounds are alive and well. Let me put it this way. Taking olive oil for your vitality is like choosing a pair of shoes for a long walk. If you buy a flimsy pair, your feet will suffer and you won't get far. But if you invest in the right pair, the journey feels easier, smoother, and more comfortable. In the same way, the quality of your olive oil decides whether you'll feel the benefits or just waste your time. So, to make it clear, 1 spoon in the morning, empty stomach raw from a high-quality bottle. That's your formula. Simple, steady, and sustainable. And here's what happens when you do this consistently. Your body begins to adjust. Your vessels respond. Your energy builds. And day by day, you start noticing the small but powerful changes, a lighter step, a clearer mind, and yes, a stronger sense of confidence in yourself. In just a moment, I'll explain why all this matters so much. Not just for your body, but for your spirit, your dignity, and your relationships. Because this goes far deeper than nutrition. This is about reclaiming something personal. Something every man deserves to hold on to. Gentlemen, let's pause for a moment, because I want to talk to you heart to heart. This is not about vanity. This is not about chasing youth or pretending you're 20 again. No. This is about something far deeper. It's about staying strong for the people you love, for your partner who still looks at you with hope in her eyes, for your family who still counts on you, and most importantly, for yourself. You and I both know the truth. When your body starts to slow down, it doesn't just affect your energy. It touches something inside. It whispers doubts you don't want to admit. Maybe you've felt it. The loss of confidence when you realize you can't do what you used to do. Maybe you've asked yourself quietly, am I becoming less of a man? And I want you to hear me clearly. You are not less. You're not broken. You're not finished. What you're feeling is not a sign of weakness. It's simply your body asking for help. And here's the beautiful part. Small daily actions, the kind you can easily take starting today, can restore what feels lost. Every spoon of olive oil, every glass of water, every short walk you take, it's not just about your circulation. It's about reclaiming your dignity. It's about holding on to your independence, about waking up in the morning and knowing you still have the strength to live life on your terms. It's about looking in a mirror and feeling proud of the man staring back at you. And yes, let's be honest, it's also about intimacy. About being present with your partner without fear or shame. About knowing your body can still respond, that your spark is still alive. Because that spark is not just physical. It's emotional, it's spiritual. It's part of who you are. Gentlemen, you deserve to enjoy your later years, not endure them. You've carried the weight of responsibility for decades. You've worked, provided, sacrificed. Now it's time to care for yourself in a way that honors that journey. To choose habits that bring back vitality, not just for your health, but for your joy, your confidence, and your legacy. So remember, this is not about vanity. This is about respect. Respect for yourself, respect for your body, and respect for the years you still have ahead. Because those years can be full, they can be meaningful, and they can be strong if you decide to take these simple steps today. Now, gentlemen, before you rush to the kitchen and start pouring olive oil into a glass, let's take a moment to talk about safety. Because while extra virgin olive oil is natural, simple, and powerful, it still needs to be used the right way. First, the good news. For most men, EVOO is completely safe. It's been part of human diets for thousands of years. Entire cultures have thrived on it. But just because something is natural doesn't mean you should ignore caution. If you're living with diabetes, or if you're on blood-thinning medications, it's important. No, it's essential that you talk to your doctor before making olive oil a daily habit. Why? Because EVOO naturally supports healthy blood flow, And in combination with certain medications, it could make your blood a little too thin. And that's not what we want. Another important point, more is not better. I know how tempting it is to think, if 1 spoon helps, 3 or 4 will make me Superman. But that's not how the body works. Your system thrives on balance, not overload. 1 spoon on an empty stomach every morning is enough. 2 spoons at most if your body tolerates it well. Beyond that, you're not adding benefits. You're just adding unnecessary calories. And for many men, especially after 65, weight management is already a delicate balance. And let me be very clear, EVOO is not a miracle cure. It will not erase decades of poor habits overnight. It will not replace the need for movement, for hydration, for proper rest. Think of it as a tool, one powerful tool in a bigger toolbox. A daily ally that supports your body, but not a magic wand. The real magic comes when you combine this habit with the other simple choices we've talked about. Gentle walking, stretching, staying hydrated, eating more whole foods, reducing the cigarettes and the alcohol. That's where the transformation happens. So please approach this wisely. Respect your body. Listen to it. If you ever feel discomfort or notice unusual changes, check in with your healthcare provider. This isn't about rushing. It's about consistency. 1 spoon every morning in the right way alongside healthy habits. That's the formula. And I'll tell you something that excites me. Because while EVOO on its own is powerful, there's a small twist, a simple addition that can make it even more effective. Something so overlooked that most men never hear about it. But when you pair it with your morning spoon of olive oil, the results are not just better, they're amplified. And that's exactly what we'll uncover next. Gentlemen, let me share something exciting. That 1 spoon of olive oil every morning is powerful on its own. But what if I told you that when you combine it with just a little something extra, its effect can actually multiply? This is what I call the synergy effect. Because sometimes it's not just about what you take, it's about what you take it with. For example, pair that spoon of EVOO with a splash of fresh citrus juice, like lemon or orange. The natural vitamin C doesn't just refresh your taste buds, it also supports your blood vessels, helping them stay elastic and responsive. Imagine your circulation system waking up, feeling alive, just from this simple morning ritual. Or consider garlic. Now, I know not everyone loves its strong flavor, but garlic has been known for centuries to help with blood flow. A small piece alongside your olive oil can work like an extra boost, almost like adding kindling to a fire that's already burning. And here's another overlooked trick. Don't just sit down after taking it. Go for a gentle walk, just 10 or 15 minutes. When you pair olive oil with light movement, you're giving your blood vessels a reason to expand, to open up, to carry nutrients where they're needed. Think of it as teaching your body how to use what you just gave it. Now, here's where I'll leave a little mystery for you. There's actually one surprising companion food that takes EVOO's circulation benefits to an entirely new level. Most men have it sitting right in their kitchen, but never think to use it this way. I won't give it all away here. I'd love for you to guess in the comments. What do you think it is? Experiment. Try pairing your olive oil with citrus 1 week, garlic the next, and maybe a short walk after. Notice how your body responds. This journey is personal. Your body will tell you what feels best. So, let's bring it all together. Circulation decline after 65 is real, but it is not inevitable. You now know why it happens, and more importantly, what you can do about it. Extra virgin olive oil is the overlooked, natural solution sitting in plain sight. 1 spoon every morning, taken the right way, can begin to restore vitality, energy, and confidence. And when you combine it with small daily habits, hydration, walking, stretching, it doesn't just change your body, it changes your life. Gentlemen, remember, this is not about vanity. It's about dignity. It's about independence. It's about enjoying your later years with strength, with confidence, and with joy. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried olive oil this way? What was your experience? Did you notice any changes? Share your story in the comments below. I read every single one, and your experience might inspire another man who needs to hear it. And if you found this video helpful, I invite you to subscribe to Elderly Care. Here, we share simple, powerful health tips designed for men and women in their golden years. Practical steps that truly make a difference. Stay strong, stay healthy, and always remember, it is never too late to reclaim your vitality.